This is question 13 from PT75, first LR section. So we have this Dr. Khan character here, and they are basically looking at this experiment that this other professor has done. Um, so this Professor Burns um, it basically concedes that their observations don't really confirm earlier observations. Um, Based off of this, saying that it's not enough to confirm something, they outline her claim, and she claims that this non-confirmation is enough to show the earlier observations is correct. That's what Dr. Burns thinks. Dr. Kahn over here is going to evaluate that argument and say that the recent observations occurred under poor conditions. So, we're trying to figure out what is most strongly supported by Dr. Kahn's statements. This is a top-down question, so we're figuring out what can we get from the top, the stimulus, um, to get to our answer. We know that there's going to be enough support for this argument or enough evidence for us to logically um, deduce it. So, A, if the recent observations had been made under good conditions, they would have provided conclusive evidence of a comet reservoir far out in our solar system. So, we don't really know anything about like if these things have been made under good conditions whatsoever. They don't really address that. It could be that this comet reservoir, like maybe it was maybe you can't see it, even if it was good conditions, maybe they just look invisible. We just need more information on this topic. There's just not enough to support this as an answer choice. B, contrary to Professor Burns's view, the recent observations confirm the earlier ones. So all that Dr. Kahn is saying is that the observations were occurring under poor conditions. It might like that might be where we're starting to go, but um all we know is that like if there are poor conditions, Professor Burns and her evidence, it's not as clear. But just because you have an absence of something doesn't mean that that's like supporting a claim. That's actually a flaw. So we want to be very, very careful about that. C, Professor Burns' claim about the implications of the recent observations is incorrect. So this one is like super vague and it doesn't seem like it's a really shiny, strong answer choice, but that's really simple. Professor Burns is saying that her observations showed a comet reservoir or failed to confirm. And because it wasn't confirmed, therefore the observations are incorrect. But then Dr. Kahn is like, wait, there's a problem with your reasoning here. Dr. Kahn is pointing out that the claim that Professor Burns has made is just incorrect. It's flawed. There's something wrong with it. So it's really broad, but we're really liking this answer choice so far. D, the recent observations, even if they had been made under good conditions, would not have been enough to suggest the earlier ones are incorrect. So this is kind of difficult to say. They are talking about like, okay, what if these were under good conditions? We're not saying that the recent observations are, super flawed in itself. Um, there's just not enough information to pick this answer choice. E, the poor conditions present during recent observations render them worthless. Ooh, that just hurt. That hurt my soul. That's a really, really spicy looking answer choice, and we just don't have enough information to support it. We don't know that that's necessarily what Dr. Khan has to say. So we would pick C as our best answer.